I just got back from Starbucks. I had run up in my truck because I wanted to test my truck out. I found what was making the rattling noise inside of the wheel, and I took off the cap, the hubcap earlier, and there's this metal piece in there that protects the axle bolt or something. So it had jiggled off or something, supposedly. So I took a wrench, and I beat it back on there so it was tight again, and I put the hubcap back on. And since then it hasn't been making any noise. But I went to Starbucks, and I got a Starbucks thing, and I come back to the apartment here, and then that's the thing is these people just magically show up, and it's an art of deception. They're doing this for some reason because it hasn't been the first time. So for some reason, my cousin Chris just happens to show up here while I'm outside. The off chance that I'm outside just when he decides to pull up. I'm looking at my truck. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do to my truck, in the future. I want to black some stuff out on it. I want to change the running boards, black the running boards out. I'm going to get under it, repaint the underbody, put underbody coating on the underside of it. I need to redo the rocker panels and everything like that. And so I'm talking about all the stuff I want to do to my truck. And then Chris pulls up, my cousin Chris. And I had gone down to his place the other day, to see him. And so it's like, well, that's weird, that this guy just happens to show up here, and he said he had been out boating with some people someplace or something like that. So I don't know how he would have known that I went there, or anything like that. But anyway, that's coincidence. I'll just write that off as coincidence. So anyway, I started talking to Chris, and he asked me how it's going and everything like that. And I said, oh, it's going all right. There's just some strange things that have been happening. And then I talked to him about my truck and everything, and he asked questions about the truck, and I talked to him about, his life and how's it going and how it feels to be out in the Marines and everything like that. But then when I started talking to him about, what had been going on, about this internet stuff, and how my parents, had me taken to a mental institution for looking for Taylor Swift. Because a long time ago, I had read some stuff on the internet, and it made me think that she was uptown. So I was like, I'll just go look uptown and see if she's up there, And I asked my mom to go with me, because I was like, I don't want to be bored just, playing this game, So I'll have someone go with me, and they can help me, find this person, And so I asked my mom to go. Next thing I know, we're out front of CVS, and the police are pulling up. This guy comes out from ERS, the police pull up, and I'm being arrested and everything, and so I tell Chris about that whole story, and then he doesn't ask a single question. And if you knew this guy, he's my cousin, so I've known him since we were little, and so it's like, if you knew who Chris was, Chris would ask questions about what had been going on. He didn't ask a single question about the internet hacking, which is really strange for this person. If you knew this person, that's the thing, is he asks questions about everything else, because Chris is just a curious guy, But then when it came to the internet stuff, he didn't say one thing. He didn't ask one question, which is suspicious. And then I come back up to my apartment, and this is why I'm angry right now. I come back up to my apartment, and this is on my dad's property. My dad owns this property, but this is where I reside. This is where all my stuff is. My stuff's all right here. So this is my living quarters. This is where I live. This is where I reside. No one can come in here. The door is locked. There's nothing saying anyone can come in here. And so, anyway, I come in here. I come into my bathroom, and I notice in my bathroom that the toilet seat is up. The toilet seat is up on my toilet. And so, I have, really, really high, spatial awareness. I took a test at the community college in my area, and I can either find it if I have the results here still, or I can go to the community college and get the results, because I took a test there, a placement test, and I scored 99 percentile, on this test that they had for spatial awareness. And they said it was the second highest testing that they'd ever seen for that at that school, when 18,000 people go there per year, per semester. And so it's a really high score. And I haven't put my toilet seat up. I know for a fact that this toilet seat was down. I know for a fact that the toilet seat was down. I never put my toilet seat up because I don't like it messing up my toilet. If you stand up and you piss into your toilet, water splashes and the stuff goes everywhere, you know, it makes a mess. So I always leave the seat down. I always sit down to pee or do anything. I never lift my toilet seat up. And yet this is what's happened. And then before, you know, I have come in here and the door will be cracked like that. You know, it's not all the way shut, it's not all the way open. I always leave it all the way open, or I leave it all the way shut. I never leave it cracked open. I never do that. And I know for a fact, you know, that I didn't leave it that way. So somebody has been coming in here. And then like I said to my dad the other day, there was fingerprints on the sides of my laptop. There's fingerprints on the sides. I never open the lid that way. When I open the lid of my laptop, I always grab it here and open it, you know? And then if I carry it like this, you know, from the bottom. My fingers are never like that. I always carry it like this. But somebody did, because there's fingerprints, 4 fingerprints across the top of the lid like that. Then I open up, so that's suspicious, you know. I think that's suspicious that I see these fingerprints on there. Then I open the lid of my computer. You know, I type in my passwords and everything because it's password protected. No one can be on this. This is my password stuff. I type in my passwords and everything. And that's the thing, is like I keep long passwords that no one can crack, you know, that I know of. And then I keep them in a file here. So someone would have had to gone to the file, got my passwords, then got my computer, got on my computer, and then I see that there's been files that have been manipulated on my computer. One of the file names had been shortened probably by accident. They probably highlighted some of it and then deleted some of it because it was like half of it was there now. And I didn't do it. I don't think that I did it, you know, because I don't do stuff like that. And if I did, I would have noticed. But then, so then there's these notes. That was in my notes, you know, the notes that I keep, my journals that I keep on my computer. It's labeled under journals. And I keep these notes in there, you know, to keep track of all this stuff that's been happening to me. So I go into these entries, you know, and one of them's been modified, and then I try to find another journal that talks about my dad or something like that, another entry, and the entry's gone. Like I can't find a certain entry that I wrote one time when I was out in Colorado. It just happens to disappear, you know, like it's gone or got deleted or whatever. You know, it's like, why is somebody coming in my apartment and doing this stuff? You know, this is illegal. Why is somebody getting on my private property like that? Why is someone going to my bathroom? And that's the thing, is I know for a fact that I never lift the toilet seat. I never put the toilet seat up. I never do that. It's always down. I mean, yeah, okay, maybe once in a while, you know, if I've been drinking or something like that, I don't know, you know, maybe I'll lift it up then, you know, just because I don't know why. But I know for a fact, before I left here today, just to go to Starbucks, that was down. And the reason I know that is because I peed right before I left. And I sat down. I didn't ever do that. Somebody came in here and did that. And so it aggravates me to no end that these people are doing this stuff, you know. This is my private space. No one's allowed in here. You know, and that's the crazy thing, is like they think that they can do this. And, oh wow, I don't even know where to begin with all this stuff. Because then I watch these videos, you know, on YouTube about, oh, you know, some Julia Roberts person or something, some psychopath like breaks into her house and she's hiding in her closet because she's afraid of like this person that's doing this stuff. And it's like, look at these people. They're afraid, and yet they expect me not to be. Like, look, they're coming in here, they're doing this stuff in my apartment, and then I'm not supposed to be scared? Like, oh, I'm just supposed to accept that this happens? This is insane. These people are insane. I want this to stop. This is ridiculous. And I'm tired of getting worked up, and I don't know why I have to be mean to people or call people names in order to get them to fuck off. You know, that's the only word I can use. It's like, look, I don't want you around anymore. I never did. Like, I didn't ever ask anybody into my apartment. I've never done that. I don't want them anywhere near here. And, dude, this is criminal. I mean, this whole thing is criminal, what these people are doing to me. And then they blow it off like it's just some game and I'm just supposed to be okay with it when they're not even okay with this stuff. It's stupid. You know, it's probably because, you know, it's Taylor Swift, you know, she wants to pretend like she's a dude, she's a transvestite or whatever. I don't care. Like, if that's what she wants to do, that's what I said earlier, you know. Put on a pair of pants then, or whatever you want to wear, you know, put on boy clothes. You know, get on the internet and tell everyone you're a fucking guy, then do that. You know, I don't care. Whatever you want to do. It's not my problem. Why are these people breaking into my apartment, you know, flipping the toilet seat up like there's some guy in here using it? Like, stop doing that. If you want to tell people about that, then go tell them, you know. Go publicize it yourself. What the fuck? Why are you doing this to me? It's so dumb. And that's the whole thing, is they keep pushing this stuff on me, like, oh, this gayness, or like transsexual stuff, and it's like, what the fuck, you know, none of this makes sense, you know, none of this sticks to me, and they don't see that, like, no, like, I am not that, you know, if she's that, that's fine, but stop projecting your garbage onto me, you know, accept what you are. If you want to be a dude, if you want to leave the toilet seat up, then do that, you know? If you want to be a dude and you want to leave the toilet seat up, then do that in your own fucking apartment. Dress like a man or whatever on your own fucking time. Go dress like a guy wherever you fucking go or whatever, you know? And tell people that if you want to tell them that. But don't be doing this shit to me. This shit's fucking crazy. And it's like, okay, yeah, two, that's the thing, is there these sexist people, you know? I saw this thing the other day when I was going through Pekin, and it was like, silly boys, you know, girls drive big trucks. And it was right after I bought my truck, you know, so is that a coincidence? I don't know. These people just come up with these bumper stickers just to annoy me. You know, like I said, I think part of the community is doing this, so I wouldn't be surprised if someone went out, slapped this bumper sticker on their truck to try to make me feel that way, you know? But like, that's insane. These people are psychopaths, and they're insane. And you know what? Like, trucks aren't just for boys or girls, okay? Silly boys, trucks are for girls. No, they're not. They're for everyone. Trucks are for everyone, retard, okay? This is stupid. This is sexist, and it's wrong to be that way. And secondly, if you want to be a guy, that's fine, okay? You want to be a guy, you want to pretend to be a guy or whatever, then do that. But when you come into my apartment and do this shit, okay, for one, guys aren't criminals. All guys are not criminals, you feminist Nazi. And when you come in here and do this stuff, that just tells me you're a fucking criminal, that you believe guys are criminals, and that's wrong. Like, all guys aren't criminals, you know? And I don't like you because of the way you portray men. You're sick. I don't want anything to do with people like that.